How many ACL injuries have you had?
I have had 3 ACL injuries.
And, when was your first one?
My first one was September of my senior year in high school.
Do you know, exactly, it happened when it happened?
Yeah, it was
or?
our first home game. I was on the soccer team, and it was our first home game. Like I said, the girl came in and slide tackled, and I just felt my kneecap go to the side, so I knew it was bad. I ended up tearing my ACL, my MCL, and partially tore my LCL.
Oof. So did you have to get surgery, immediately after? Or?
I saw a few doctors back home because I was still in high school, and then I was already committed here. So I called up coach, told him the information, and he was kind of down, whatever, recommended another doctor up here. So I decided to come up and get a second opinion with a doctor up here who ended up being our team doctor. And just kind of trusted him and stuck with him, and we've had a great relationship ever since.
Yeah. And so, what kind of things did you do for rehab? They give you special exercises to, re-strengthen it? Or,
mm-hmm. Well, before surgery, because my first one, I didn't get surgery until maybe a month after, because they wanted me to do prehab. So prehab is very important to keep the muscle, to get the swelling down, because you don't want to have a lot of swelling before surgery. So they had me do a lot of leg lifts to keep that quad and hamstring strong. And I was able to actually run in a straight line and walk around it before surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So the swelling went down and everything, and they had me do that, went through surgery, and then after surgery, they had me right in here doing the same leg lifts and trying to get the quad, trying to get the quad and hamstring strong.
Mm-hmm.
And we worked on hips and calves a lot. So.
And then, let's see, now that brace you get a new one every year? Is that the same one you've always had?
This is a new one this year, different one from last year, because last year kind of fell apart. During the Notre Dame game at Notre Dame, one of the pieces fell off, so we had to do some tape job. It was really different.
Yeah.
And so this is a new one. I need a new sleeve because I get holes in them because, of course, I still fall on the ground. But after the first 2 surgeries, I didn't have this brace. But after the third one, we figured better be safe than sorry.
Gotcha. What kind of effect does that have on your playing?
At first, it was mental because it was this big old brace on my knee. It's kind of hard to move around and stuff. But I've gotten used to it. It's kind of a part of me now. I'm not going to say I like it, but I've definitely gotten used to it, and I never play without it.
As far as having 3 ACL injuries, same knee, how has it changed, what you're able to do on the court physically?
It's funny. I always talk about back in the high school days. I was able to play. Not as quick as Bree Bang for them, but I'd like to think I was. But I was able to every layup, I was able to hit the backboard. I was able to get to the lane whenever I wanted. I was more of a penetrating guard than a shooting guard. So now I kind of took on the role of kind of finessing my 3-point shot, being more of a vocal player, an energizer more than a playmaker, and I don't mind it. I still have a lot of fun.
So it's a lot more, cuts and everything as opposed to perimeter play?
In high school, yes. Yeah. Before it was, yeah.
Shea Ralph has had quite a few herself too. Has she kind of helped you with that at all? Any advice or things
she
like
has.
that?
It's different for everyone. Everyone takes it their own way. She is just there for me if I needed her. So, she always checked in on me after surgery and how I was doing here and there. But she knew that if you're gonna do it, it's on you. You're gonna do everything. And if I ever needed anything, she had an open door for me to go to. And she definitely helped out a lot. I'm lucky to have her as a coach and someone who's so close.